Monday. I'm so excited for Color Week. Okay, gonna go live everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, everything's taking a little bit longer this morning. Here we go. Okay, kicking off Color Week today. So excited to talk about color and the color conversation every woman over 50 needs to hear. You do not need to be over 50 to get some benefit from the tips I'm going to share here. But good morning from Houston. Nice to see you. So I'm excited to be talking about color all week, including my YouTube videos on Tuesday and Friday. We've got a lot to cover today, so I'm going to go ahead and get started, but I cannot neglect to mention that next Monday, the 27th, is the start of my 3-day masterclass series. So I will be doing a full 3-day deep dive into your wardrobe starting Monday, October 27th, ending Wednesday, October 29th. It will be at 11 a.m. Eastern time, my usual masterclass time, but it will be 3 days in a row. So the link to join that is below all of my things. So good to see you guys. Nice to see you. Good afternoon from Brittany. Nice to see you guys. I love that this is an international community. So very excited to be talking about color and kind of the power of color in your wardrobe, in your mood, all of the things. Nice to see you, everyone. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is something that gets a little bit of pushback, and I completely understand why it gets pushback, because none of us like to feel like we are limited in any way in terms of color. I will tell you my story about color. Good morning. Is that I resisted. I can remove my glasses now. I fought back against my best colors for a really, really, really long time. I did not want anyone to tell me that I could not wear certain colors, especially colors that I loved, colors like blush and camel. And then I started looking at myself in pictures in those colors, and that changed everything. All of a sudden, I was like, okay, instead of thinking about which colors can I not wear, which colors do not look good on me, I started focusing on the colors that do look good on me, the colors that I do get to wear, the colors that make it easy for me to look and feel my best. It's the same with friends and with relationships, right? We can chase the wrong people or we can embrace the right people. And so I started, I just shifted the way I looked at it. And I thought, you know something, I'm just going to start thinking about this in terms of how do I lean into the colors that really, really love me. Yeah, I still fight back, Pam. That's so funny. I get it. And it's a journey. And I'm going to show you ways to work with color in your wardrobe today, because I get that feeling of like, but I really love that color that doesn't love me back. So it is like those colors are like a bad boyfriend. Like sometimes we just have to walk away from them. But there are ways of working with colors so that it simplifies your life and simplifies your style. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the power of 3 neutrals in your wardrobe. I think it's, and I do get some pushback about this because everyone's like, but I don't want just 3 neutrals. We're not just doing 3 neutrals, but what we are doing is we're starting with 3 neutrals. So I don't want you to see this as a limit. I want you to see this as the starting point. So that's what the Modern Classics was built around. The Modern Classics is built on a foundation of 3 neutrals plus denim. So everybody gets 3 neutrals in their wardrobe plus denim. So denim is your freebie neutral. And Nancy's saying, as an artist, I know how important color is, and it took your expertise to help you make it work to your advantage in style. Thank you for saying that. And artists get this, makeup artists and hairstylists get this better than anybody else. Like it's just intuitive for them. But the rest of us have to work at this. And so the reason I choose 3 colors plus denim for everybody to start with in their wardrobe is because that's how you're going to get that maximum versatility in your wardrobe. I'm going to give you a couple of little caveats that I don't typically like to share, because I want everybody to start with the 3 neutrals. I want everybody to start with the 3 neutrals plus denim. But I will say that when you're getting started, the colors of your dresses don't matter as much because they don't need to go with everything else in your wardrobe. So we're really looking at the separates and the accessories when we're looking at starting with that 3 color palette. So you want to start, what are your 3 colors? You want to start with your version of black. Your version of black could be black, but it could be chocolate, which is a big color this season. It could be navy and it could be charcoal. Those are the four blacks: chocolate, charcoal, navy, and black. You want to pick your best dark neutral, your version of black. So a lot of times we'll see capsule wardrobes and they always have black, white, and beige, which, by the way, very few women wear black and beige equally well. So black and beige often don't belong in a capsule wardrobe color palette together. So you want to look at what is my best dark neutral. That's the dark neutral you're going to use for the modern classics. Next, you want to look at what is my best light neutral. So your version of white, is it, like crisp white, clear, optic white? Is it creamy white? Is it ivory? Is it more like a buttery cream? Like, what is your version of white? You want to choose your version of black and your version of white. Those are the two pillar colors that you want to choose for your wardrobe. And then the final color you want to choose is your medium neutral. So medium neutrals are going to include everything from olive and burgundy, which are near neutrals or work really great on brunettes as medium neutrals, but they can also include camel, beige, taupe, stone, medium blue, medium like blush, which is another near neutral. So you want to pick a color in the middle of your, that's a medium shade that goes really well in your color palette of your light and dark neutral. So it goes well with your version of white and your version of black. So for example, maybe your color palette, maybe you're a light and your color palette is charcoal and off-white, and your medium color is blush. That's a beautiful color palette to build your wardrobe around. And again, I want you to see these three neutrals as the start of your color palette for your wardrobe, not the end all be all. You can absolutely add more colors. So my color palette, for example, I have my light neutral is white or off-white. I do both. My dark neutral is black. My medium neutral in my wardrobe is olive. But in the spring, summer, I use a lot of navy as well. And then in the fall, winter, especially this fall, winter, I'm using a lot of chocolate. So my wardrobe neutrals don't end with white, black, and olive. That's the foundation. And when you're building the foundation of your wardrobe, you want to make sure you check all of those boxes in your dark neutrals before your neutrals, before you move on to other neutrals. Berry could be a version of burgundy. So as long as it's medium and pretty neutral, not really warm, not really cool, that could be a great medium neutral for your wardrobe. So everything in the red family looks great on you. That's fabulous. It does on me too. But that would not be a neutral in your wardrobe. We're looking at just neutrals and just building your neutrals right now. So your light, medium, and dark neutrals plus denim to start with. After you've got your foundation, your modern classics in those colors, then you can bring in a lot of other neutrals. And then of course you can bring in berries and reds and a lot of other colors. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is kind of where those neutrals are represented in your wardrobe, because a lot of times I get like, well, does that mean I'm going to be wearing all black or all white or all denim together? No. The way that the modern classics breaks down is you can actually allocate or categorize your clothing this way. If you have a light, medium, and dark neutral, you can wear a light, medium, and dark neutral in every outfit and then not be wearing head to toe black or head to toe white. So for example, a great outfit formula would be like your light neutral top, your dark neutral bottom, and your medium neutral jacket. So often I tell women to think about what is your dark neutral can be your bottoms, your light neutral can be your tops, your medium neutral can be your jackets. But that's just one combination. You're going to have a lot of combinations of different color palettes that are going to work for your wardrobe. But I would encourage everybody to make sure that modern classics checklist is checked in your core wardrobe neutrals before you move on to other colors. Okay, you're always going to start, however, with what you have in your closet and work with what you have in your closet and fill in any gaps. Next thing I want to talk about is the 5 colors that you need in every category of your clothing and every category of accessories. So often women will say, well, I've got a black bag. What else do I need? I've got a pair of beige shoes. What else do I need? I'm going to give you the list of what you need in each accessory category for your wardrobe. So if you're looking at evaluating your bags, your shoes, even your tops, this is a little handy list to have. So you ideally want you want 5 in each of those categories. So you're looking at your boots, for example, for fall winter. Let's use boots as an example because I think boots are probably the most practical and the most worn fall winter shoe, style. So looking at your boots for fall winter, what could you use in your boot wardrobe? Say you're like, I already have my black boots or my brown boots or my charcoal gray boots. The next thing you want to look at, if your dark neutral box is already checked for your boots, the next thing you want to look at is your light neutral. So you want to choose a pair of boots in a light neutral color that works with your color palette. So ideally the light neutral in your modern classics. Having a dark neutral and a light neutral boot is going to give you a completely different look. So I have black boots in my wardrobe, but I also have white and off-white boots in my wardrobe, and they give you a completely different look. And the point of checking all 5 of these boxes is it's going to give you variety and versatility in your outfits. You don't want every outfit every single day to look the same. The next thing that you want to look at is your a metallic. So you've got the light neutral box checked, you've got the dark neutral box checked. Consider a metallic shoe or boot. It is a neutral that will go with everything, but it adds a different element. It adds a little bit of statement. It adds a little bit, obviously, of shine. It adds interest to your outfits. So light neutral, dark neutral, metallic. A metallic is literally, if I was going on a trip and I could only bring one pair of shoes. Okay, I've said this joke before, but I would not go on that trip. If I could only bring one pair of shoes, I would not go on that trip. But if I was forced to go on a trip and bring only one pair of shoes, I would make it a metallic, not a neutral, because metallics are neutrals, but they look like they were an intentional choice in every outfit. So let me give you an idea, just an illustration. If you were wearing a colorful dress and you decided to wear the colorful dress with your black boots, your black boots could look like the default, like you wore black boots because you did not know what else to wear with that colorful dress. However, if you put a pair of metallic boots with that colorful dress instead, it looks like a choice. It looks intentional. So metallics signal intentionality, and they do not look like a default, like a backup, like I wore this because I didn't know what else to wear. And that's the reason I would take a metallic. And if I had to only choose one shoe in my life, it would be a metallic because it elevates every outfit. It makes it look intentional. Gold metallic, yes, love it. Love this. Love this. Okay. Love your comments, you guys. Okay. So dark neutral, light neutral, metallic. You're working on your checklist of accessories, tops, whatever category you're looking at. The next thing I would say that you need is a pop color. Now, I've said this before and I'm going to repeat it. If you do not have a pop of color in your face, if you don't have a colorful shoe in your favorite pop color in your wardrobe, what are you even doing? Like immediately, as soon as this live is done, you need to get yourself to a website or to a store and get a pop color in your most worn shoe silhouette. So we're really looking at what are the shoes that you wear the most. Like I said, boots are the shoe that most women wear the most in fall, winter. So we're looking at boots. But if for you, it's a sneaker or a flat or a sandal, whatever it is for you, you want to consider these 5 color categories in that item. So a pop color is that item, it's that like pop that gives every outfit interest and makes everything look a little bit better. So I feel like everybody deserves a pop color shoe in their wardrobe. I really like red, and there's a version of red for everybody, but whatever your pop color is, like make sure you have that represented in a shoe. It's going to instantly elevate so many of your outfits. The final box that you should check in your shoes, your bags, your tops, your accessories, and all the categories is a texture or pattern. So some seasons are heavy on texture and some seasons are heavy on pattern. For the last couple of years, we've had a lot of leopard in stores. Now we have leopard joined by all the other animal prints. And then we also have animal texture, so python and croc. So whether it's pattern or texture, you want to introduce one of those in your shoes. I believe, and this is a passionately held belief of mine, the pop could be red. Absolutely. I believe that every outfit looks better with a leopard shoe. And I encourage you to try this at home. The only thing I would not wear a leopard with usually is leopard. So I'm wearing leopard today. I would not wear a leopard shoe. I would wear my pop color with this outfit. But almost every outfit looks better with a leopard shoe. So I feel like leopard, python, um, uh, croc, any of those. And then this season, we're also seeing pony, zebra. We're seeing every type of animal kind of print. So if leopard for some reason is not your thing, consider one of those. But also a stripe, also a dot, also a floral. Any pattern is going to really bring a lot of interest and a lot of versatility to your wardrobe if you add it to a shoe or a bag. And then again, if you really, really, really are pushing back against pattern and you're not a pattern person, consider texture. So texture, like I said, like a faux croc or any kind of embellished or embossed. Even suede is going to give you a textural look. Patent is going to give you a textural look, maybe a crinkle material. So bringing texture in as your fifth element is critical. Now you want to go shoe shopping. I'm so sorry. It does. My lives do have that effect on people. Burgundy boots and a pair of wine colored shoes. Perfect. That's a great pop for fall. Okay, so we talked about the 5 colors you need in every category: a dark neutral, a light neutral, a metallic, a pop color, and a texture or pattern. Again, you can bring this into your bags, your shoes, anytime you're evaluating your collection in any specific area of your wardrobe. Use that checklist. I want to move on to talking about the power of texture on color. So often a lot of people will say, oh, my blacks don't match, my navies don't match, my browns don't match. Where I want to go with that is that texture is going to make color look different. So matte textures are going to look warmer and softer. Shiny textures are going to look cooler and bolder. And so if you're worried about your textures or your colors matching, just mix up the textures, and then it will look intentional rather than accidental. So let me give you an example. If you're wearing a black jacket, a black top, and a black pair of pants, and they are all in the same seasonless wool crepe color, but the blacks don't match exactly, like some of the blacks are a little bit deeper than the other blacks, it's going to be a little harder for you to make this visually pleasing, or maybe for you to adjust your eye to the fact that the different blacks look different. However, if instead you had a black leather jacket, a black sweater, and a pair of black denim jeans, then the different textures are going to give different hues and different versions of black. And it's going to look completely intentional, and also not just intentional, but chic and elevated and modern. So not having the same exact shade of black does not matter if the textures are different. Not having the exact same shade of navy doesn't matter if the colors are different. And this gets more important when you're getting into navies and to browns, because we know there are a million shades of blue, dark blue, and there are a million shades of dark brown. So if you really want your browns and your navies and all of your colors to go together, just switch up the texture so you're not laying one navy piece against another navy piece in the exact same material. That's when it can feel and look a little bit off. Yes. So great question. Pam said, I have a majority of the modern classics, all the ones you can comfortably wear at this point in time. She already has the modern classics in her colors. So can she just buy pony and chocolate for the rest of the season since they are readily available? Absolutely. Absolutely. Once you've got your modern classics checked, then move on to the seasonal colors and the fun colors of the season. Yeah, I love this. You're taking notes. Yay, I'm so glad. So it's really important if brown is your color to be buying brown this season, because let's face it, often the colors that we love are not easily and readily available in stores. Burgundy is a key color in my wardrobe. It has been for years. This season I'm stocking up on burgundy because it's everywhere. That doesn't mean that burgundy is a trend that I'm going to stop wearing. It's a color in my color palette. So I'm going to continue to wear it forever, but I'm going to buy it now because now it's available. Okay, let's talk about, so we talked about how fabrics or textures affect the way color looks. And if you are worried about colors matching, just switch up the textures. Nothing looks more modern and more fall 2025 than wearing a lot of different shades of the same color and a lot of different textures. Thank you guys for taking notes. Okay, another thing I want to say is if you love a color, and if you're especially if you're currently transitioning your color palette away from a color that you know doesn't love you towards a color that loves you more, consider wearing the color that doesn't love you in a texture that softens the color. So if, for example, you've discovered that black is not your best color, black sweaters are going to be a lot easier to wear than something that's black and shiny, like a silk blouse or a leather jacket. It's going to soften the effect of black near your face. Okay. Um, and then at the end of the day, if you really are, this is going to come down a little bit to classic versus creative style. Creative style has really dominated for the last several seasons, but we've seen a reintroduction of some classic style elements and the old money aesthetic. But if you really are like, I cannot stand it when my browns don't match, when my blacks don't match, when my navies don't match, my suggestion, this is a throwback, but it's going to be to buy all of those pieces from the same store, in the same season, in the same fabric, and then wash them together. That's the only way you're going to ensure that all your blacks, like buy all your black stuff at J. Crew, buy all your navy stuff at Bowden, whatever. That's the only way you're going to ensure that the colors match exactly. And then of course you're going to want to wear them together. I mean, wash them together. Okay, the next little tip I want to share is to consider adding a third color. One of the things I'm seeing a lot in my Facebook groups is that a lot of, yay, I'm glad you're looking forward to finding your pop color, Connie. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. One of the things I see a lot in Facebook group outfits is a lot of two color outfits. I'm not going to say that two color outfits are wrong. If you follow me on Instagram, which you should be following me on Instagram. If you're not watching this on Instagram right now, follow me on Instagram. On my Instagram stories, I just shared an outfit picture where I wore just brown and denim together. And I felt like that completely worked. However, sometimes we put an outfit on and it feels a little flat and it feels a little boring. If it feels flat and it feels boring, chances are it's a two color outfit. Two color outfits can often feel flat and boring. If that's the case, add a third color. So for example, with my brown suede top and my jeans that I wore on Friday night, I could have thrown a cream, and if it wasn't 150 degrees here in Florida, I could have worn a cream sweater over my shoulders as the third color in that outfit. So rather than the color palette then being just brown and blue, it would have been brown, cream, and blue. Adding a third color somewhere in your outfit can often take your outfit to the next level. So if you're like looking at your outfit and you're thinking, it's a little boring, it's a little flat, consider adding a third color. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is, and okay, I'm also going to say that a lot of times you'll hear there's a 3-color rule for outfits where you should stop at 3 colors. Like your outfit should be limited to 3 colors. I don't like that rule. I'm saying your outfits should be at least 3 colors. At least 3 colors. 3 colors is a great, if you're trying to create an easy, effortless outfit, 3 colors is a great rule, a great rule of thumb. However, I do not believe in limiting our wardrobe colors to 3 colors or an outfit color to 3 colors. You will hear that a lot. 3 colors does simplify life, but it's not the end all be all. And I've seen a lot of 4, 5, 12 color outfits that I love. For example, you're wearing a colorful, heavily patterned dress. You're not going to just have 3 colors in that outfit. And that's obviously totally fine. Okay. Another thing I want to talk about is how you can kind of control or affect or change the way that people see you with your choice of color. This is a little color therapy, a little color psychology. I'm not a therapist or psychologist, but I do know color. And I do know that softer colors give one effect and brighter colors give a different effect and darker colors give a different effect. This is why colors in the courtroom are such a hot topic. And why in a lot of high profile court cases, they hire stylists to choose colors that give the defendant a sense of trustworthiness or credibility. So we know that dark colors give authority, but they also look refined. They also look mysterious. And softer colors give a sense of approachability, of calm, of gentleness, of kindness. Bright colors signal confidence. And so you want to find what is that color that makes me feel like the most authoritative? What is the color that makes me feel the most friendly? And what is the color that makes me feel the most confident? Find your personality colors. For me, red gives me confidence, black gives me authority, and then white makes me feel approachable and friendly. So what are those colors for you, and how can you use them in a strategic way? If I'm going to do a really important like presentation, and I really want to feel authoritative, I'm going to wear red or black. Okay, another little tip or trick is, if you don't know what to wear, go monochrome. Go monochrome. So if you're like really standing in front of your closet and you did not plan your outfits the way that I always encourage you to plan your outfits, but you're getting ready to go somewhere and you're like, I really have no idea what to wear. I am so over, like, I don't like anything in my closet, everything, whatever. Take your dark neutral. It could be black, navy, chocolate, charcoal, right? We cover the dark neutrals, and choose a top, a bottom, and a jacket and a shoe in that dark neutral, and just wear them all together. And I would say, go back to, don't worry about if the dark neutrals match exactly. As long as they're different textures or there's different elements going on there, it's going to look fabulous. So pick top, bottom, jacket, and shoe in your dark neutral. You are going to look polished. You're going to look put together. You're going to feel confident. You're going to look just like you own the place. Okay, couple of little color tricks, and I definitely need to move on because I'm running out of time. Do not quote me on this because I will deny it. But the most important color is the color that's close to your face. So if you have to wear, for those of you who are fighting back against your color palette like I did for years, if you're still transitioning your color palette to your best colors, wear the colors that do not look the best on you away from your face. So I'm not going to tell anybody, even clear ladies, that they can't wear beige if they wear it in their pants. I'm not going to tell soft ladies that they can't wear black if they wear it in their pants. Yes, I am. I've said that many times. Don't wear black, don't wear beige. But I will tell you, if you have black pants in your wardrobe and you know black's not your best color, just wear it wear it on the bottom, wear it close to your face. Keep the colors by your face, your best colors. Those are the colors that matter the most. The tops, the makeup, anything that's next to your face. I always feel confident in monochromatic. Yes, it's an instant confidence boost. Okay, so the flip side of that is, make sure that your pop of color, whenever possible, is close to your face. If you need to bring flattery to an outfit, bring color close to your face. A lot of times women, after a certain age, we just stay neutralville all the time. And comment, thank you. Comment in the comments. Are you team color or are you team neutral right now? Or forever? Like, are you a color person or a neutral person? Sometimes that can change seasonally. Sometimes you can just be all your life a color person or a neutral person. I want to know. Okay, another little tip is to match color to your eyes. My sister and my husband both have blue eyes, and I'm always joking, since you only wear blue, and they're like, we don't only wear blue. But my answer to them is always, but you should. If you've got blue eyes and you do not have a lot of blue in your wardrobe, you are missing out. If you've got green eyes and you don't have a lot of green in your wardrobe, you are missing out. Encourage yourself to reach for the colors that are closest to your coloring in your wardrobe. And this is the whole goal of color theory. People like to complicate it. It's really, pick the colors that you've already got and wear them in your clothes. That's all it is. I hate to be a spoiler and to demystify this for you. I am a personal stylist, and my job is to help you work with your best colors and identify your best colors. Color person. Thank you, Connie. That's so sweet. Color neutral. I love it. How blue became your signature color because it's the color of your eyes. I'm just going to say, if blue is not your signature color and you've got blue eyes, are you actually sleeping on the job of building your wardrobe? Seriously, like, wear blue. If green is if you've got green eyes, wear green. I mean, like, it's a no-brainer. So matching a color in your outfit to the color of your eyes, especially if you've got colored eyes, is an easy little trick. I mean, and this is honestly the reason brown and black look so good on me. I have brown and black in my coloring, right? You want to break out of the neutral trap. Start with a pop color in accessories. If you want to break out of the neutral trap, start with a pop color in accessories. At first, having so much blue seemed boring. Now you love it. No, blue will never be boring on you if you've got blue eyes. I promise you. And the next thing I want to talk about is the pop or the sandwich. There are two approaches to adding color to your outfits. One is the pop color. That means you're adding a single dash of color to an otherwise neutral outfit. Those of you who are neutral people and maybe trying to either whether you're just trying to add interest to your neutrals or whether you're a little over just having a lot of neutrals, consider adding a single pop of color in an accessory to an otherwise neutral outfit. Now, the second way to add color to your outfits is the sandwich. This is adding two pops of the same color. So you're creating a color sandwich, right? Where the color is the bread and the rest of the outfit is the filling. So maybe it's a wine colored shoe and a wine colored bag. Maybe it's a teal colored shoe and a teal colored bag. Maybe it's just that you're wearing red lipstick and a red shoe, and that's how you're doing the sandwich. Or maybe the color shows up in a scarf or a necklace or something else. So you're doing a sandwich of color. Last thing I want to say is if you're nervous about color, there's a way to work colors or neutrals into your outfits so that you're changing the proportion and you're making it easier to wear. So if you've always been a neutral person and you're starting to just dabble in color, just do a little less color in an outfit to start with and a mostly neutral outfit. That's going to be a way to just kind of start tiptoeing towards color. Now, if you're an all color person like I used to be, and I still love color, and you're starting to work some more neutrals into your outfits, go with mostly color because that's your comfort zone, and then bring neutrals into your outfits through accessories. So accessories are the easiest way to introduce color or neutrals into your wardrobe and to start kind of branching out in your color palette a little. I love this. You have yet to find a green that you like to match to your hazel eyes. Ooh, I agree with Becky. I bet we can find a version of olive that is going to be fabulous on those with you with your hazel eyes. So yeah, there is and olive is a near neutral and burgundy is a near neutral that work on. There's a version of olive and a version of burgundy that works on everybody. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah. Okay. I ran out of time. It is 9:31, but I hope that you enjoyed today's talk about color. I'm going to be talking about this all week. So tomorrow I'm going to be talking about color combos and color trends. And then on Friday, I'm going to be talking about color strategies that every woman should know. So definitely tune in for those videos on YouTube. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give this video a like if you liked it and share it with a friend who loves color. Maybe she loves neutrals. Maybe she's struggling with color. Maybe you just like her and you just want her to see this video. It would mean so much to me. My YouTube channel has actually grown a lot in the last couple of months, and that is thanks to you. So please continue to watch and share with everybody. I love you guys so much. Thank you. And I will see you in my next one. Bye. Bye, everybody. Yes, please be sure to give it a like and share. Thank you.